Is it me, or are the bags under your eyes even darker than during the last round? Are you alright?
Thanks for the concern, Kaveh. I just haven't been. Even though I try to fall asleep, I can't get the championship out of my head.
I know the feeling. That happens to me too when I'm agonizing over my blueprints.
Do you have any tips for dealing with that?
To be honest with you, no. You could say there are many things that don't have a quick fix and can only be endured. I suppose you can think of it as something akin to an illness. Sometimes there's no effective cure, so you just have to let things run their course. I don't know what's stressing you out, but I can feel all the anxiety and pressure coming from you. The next round's about to start, so chin up and do your best.
Oh, okay. You do your best too.
Looks like everyone's here. I will now explain the second round to you all. There are 3 ley line disruptors buried in the area around Aru Village. These devices can imitate the effects of ley line disruption and will constantly interfere with the environment. The first 3 who manage to finish this task will be awarded 4, 3, and 2 points accordingly. Note that each person may only bring a set amount of food and water with them, and that leaving the designated competition zone will result in disqualification.
Well, what do you think? Want to team up again? I shall consider letting you have the points on account of what happened in the previous round.
That's all right. I've been here many times, and in any case, machines are one of my specialties. I doubt this will be particularly difficult.
It's good to see such confidence in a youngster like yourself. I also happen to be well acquainted with this place. But aside from us, you should remember that there's a favorite for Champion. We must be careful of him.
A favorite to win? Who is it?
Shh! Not so loud. I mean that boy, Tainari. He took first place in the previous round, and if he does so again this time, we may as well declare this competition over. I heard that you solved the Avidya Forest's leyline effluence problem with him not long ago. Since this round involves resolving a machine-simulated leyline disruption, it should be a simple matter for him.
That's true. It does look like his odds of winning are pretty high.
He already has Kale, who is an excellent pupil. If he were to win this round as well, then wouldn't we just be letting him have all the fun? As his senior, it's my solemn duty to prevent such an inequitable arrangement from happening. I'm off.
I'll get going as well. See you later.
How are you feeling? I think I'm okay, but I'll take things slowly for now.
Is this all the water we're getting?
Sorry, that's what the rules say. While this round seems to be about how quickly you can shut down the devices, it's also testing your ability to survive in tough conditions.
I knew it'd be harder than I had expected. So we'll either need to find the devices as quickly as possible, or we'll have to save our energy and wait for an opportunity. Okay, I'll head out shortly. Thanks a lot, Nilu.
You're welcome. Please take care of yourself.
Well, there goes everybody. So, who should we visit this time? Let Paimon think. Oh, right! Didn't Farozan say that Tainari's the favorite to win? Let's go look for him first.
This isn't my first trek into the desert, but I can never get used to the heat. Is there no shade anywhere?
Tainari, are you okay?
It's...
Oh, so you passed out because of the heat. Are you not used...
That's right. I usually bring lots of water when I go to the desert. I went through all my water very quickly, and with the effects of the disturbed ley lines, I started feeling dizzy. My ancestors, the Shuna, were originally from the desert. But I guess this is what happens when a species migrates. They become intolerant of their original environment.
This isn't the time for a history lesson. Let's get you some water.
Humans. Such fragile beings. Your bodies can't even survive extreme changes in the environment. Here, take this. Let him drink it.
Are you serious? This had better be just normal water. Hey! Paimon really doesn't get that guy. What's he up to? Anyway, let's focus on helping Tainari drink some water first.
I'm feeling a little better now. Thanks, you two.
Oh, it wasn't just the two of us. Just now...
Found you at last.
Sino, you're here too!
I was concerned, so I came back to check on you. Will you be able to go on?
The fur on my tail is so dry, it's practically been singed right off. I don't see any... It appears I'm not suited to this particular round. I should probably just return to Aru...
Really? So you're backing out?
Yes. I do have my results in the first round to serve as a buffer, so even if I forfeit this round, I still have a chance. Withdrawing now will allow me to conserve my energy. Continuing to push onward would be counterproductive.
A wise decision. Let's get you back to our...
It's...
Oh, stop trying to be so polite. Come on!
Who's our target this time? Now, Tainari. Do you want to rest some more?
There's some shade here, so we can stop for a while.
All right.
Oh, Sino and Tainari. And you've got the Traveler and Paimon with you.
Oh, hey, Layla!
Yeah, the sun was too strong, so I just... What about you? Are you all done already?
Unfortunately not. I'm not quite as capable as I thought.
Withdraw? Can you even do that?
I believe the rules do provide for such a situation. Al-Haytham did say that the...
Didn't I ask you if you were all right before this? If you had just decided to withdraw then, you wouldn't have had to suffer.
Well, I had to try, didn't I? So I tried, and it didn't work out. And when I get back, I'm definitely going to make a batch of sun-resistant oil. Next time I venture into the desert, I'll be prepared. By the way, you're Layla, aren't you? You don't look very well yourself.
I did feel a little faint when I first entered the desert.
Be careful not to push yourself too hard.
Don't worry. I'm...
Feeling the pressure?
You can tell?
Your expression is similar to the ones I see on criminals' faces. When
To tell you the truth, I'm still not sure whether I have what it takes to represent the most people voted for me because of all the rumors surrounding me. And to be honest, those rumors don't really mean anything. Even the people who usually criticize me voted for me this time. So I feel like...
So their expectations are putting pressure.
Yes. Actually, I heard that you were voted in as well, Tighnari. How do you deal with it?
To be completely honest, I don't really feel any pressure. Firstly, those who expect things from you do not necessarily do so for benign reasons. On the other hand, those who do consider your feelings certainly wouldn't want you to push yourself. Next, we are researchers. Our primary duty is to interact with knowledge, not to meet others' expectations. As for me, I took part in this competition to advertise for an academic lecture at Gandharvaville next month. I'll obviously try my best during the competition, but I won't. I think you can also try to find a clearly defined goal. That may help you.
I understand. Thanks for your advice.
I'm absolutely parched after talking.
I've still got some water with me.
No, I'll be all right. We aren't far from Aru Village, so I can go the rest of...
Yes. All right then.
Hey, don't talk like that. I'm not dead, Sino. Everyone, I'll be heading back now. See you after the round.
I'll continue searching for the ley line disruptors.
Are you feeling better now, Layla?
Yeah, I feel like some of the weight has been taken off my shoulder. It's been a long time since I first left my hometown to come to the academia. And every day here has been so all sorts of complex astrological models, countless quizzes, and essays that took all my brain power to barely finish. Each of those things are like huge boulders barreling at me, forcing me to continue running forward. When I was chosen as my Darshan's representative, it felt like another boulder was added to the ones already rolling behind me. Every time I close my eyes, I think of all the people I'd disappoint if I mess up. Yeah, I think that's what Tighnari was. You're our good friends, which is why you didn't stop him from dropping out of this round.
That's right! No need to feel so down!
That said, he did also say that he hopes I could have more concrete goals for taking part in this competition. Anyway, I won't take up any more of your time. You still have to record the other contestants' progress, don't you? Perhaps they've had some breakthroughs while we've been chatting.
True. We should go look for the others. Now, who's left?
You could go see how Madame Farozan's doing. I've heard that she's quite knowledgeable about the desert, so she's probably made some progress by now.
Okay, let's go look for Farozan.
Oh yeah, rock on!
Hey there, Faruzan. Have you made any progress?
Ah, you're just in time. I'm about to start digging right here.
Oh, you found the leyline disruptor already?
Such a simple problem could never Not long after entering the desert, I discovered a primal construct that was acting abnormally. So once I got near here, it suddenly disappeared. Something unusual must be happening around this area.
You're a true expert, Madam Faruzan. You knew what to do right away.
Well, I do happen to have more experience than most. But that aside, has anyone completed this challenge yet?
Nope, not yet.
Well then, I suppose I'll be the first. What about that Oh? And why's that?
He's not used to being out and about in the desert.
Huh. I didn't think he would have such a weakness. I suppose he could use a bit more training. What about the others? Is that Ratawahist girl still a bundle of nerves?
Tainari gave Layla some advice, and she seems to be doing a lot better now. Sino just started his search for the disruptors, and as for Hat Guy, well, who knows what he's thinking.
And what about Kaveh? Has he found a leyline disruptor yet?
Paimon doesn't think so, or our locators would have already let us know.
Strange. What's he lollygagging for? With his skills, well, I'm afraid the most thrilling moments are already done here. You should probably go find Kaveh and see...
Mind the side effects. Right clear. A bitter pill to swallow. Come on, stop following me! I already gave you all the food I had on me. You can cry all you want. I don't have any more food. All I have left is a half bottle of water, and I can't Without water, traveling in the desert will be incredibly difficult. And I still need to find what I'm looking for. Merak, can you help me out here? Keep them away.
Kaveh, there you are! Faruzan told us to come see how you're doing. What are you up to?
Just thinking about it makes me upset. Not long after I entered the desert, I was accosted by these fellows. I don't know why, but they didn't leave the competition grounds. And now the leyline disruptions have left them confused and circling around the area. The moment they saw me, they wouldn't leave me alone. They even cheated me out of my limited food supply. Hey, didn't I ask you to keep them away?
Kaveh, is this flying metal thingy yours?
That's right. This is my toolbox, Merak.
Your toolbox? Huh. It seems pretty fancy. Hey there! Can you understand us?
Sometimes I need to carry things when I go out, so it's handy to have a portable toolbox.
Well, this definitely doesn't look like an ordinary toolbox, that's for sure.
It's a long story. When I was working in the desert, I ran into a merchant group who had a machine core they excavated from some tomb. It was clearly from King Deshret's civilization. His technology still isn't fully understood, and Kasharawar has many different opinions on this topic. Our current theories cannot explain such mysteries, Upon seeing such a rare, complete specimen before me, I forked over all the mora on my person to purchase it. Some time back, I wanted to make an automated case that could store my offloaded items. With that core, I created Merak. It can't understand commands that are too complex, but it can serve as my assistant and help me with things like mapping and surveying. Most importantly, it can't talk, so it can't give me any attitude. Oh, yes. Thanks for helping hide the fact that I live at Alhatham's place earlier.
Sorry.
I hope this season of my life ends soon, so I can get things back on track. Things just started going downhill at some point. Maybe it all started when my mom remarried and left for Fontaine. Or maybe it all started when I spoke to Alhatham in the library. Or maybe it's because constructing the Palace of Alcazar's burned through my funds. I'm still paying off the debt from that one. Oh, when's this going to end? Now that I think about it, I guess we're all unlucky here. It's not like any of you asked to be trapped in a ley line disruption. Okay, let me get you all out.
Kaveh, aren't you going to look for the ley line disruptor?
Yes, but I can't just leave them here, can I? Oh, forget it. The more I think about this, the more I feel a headache coming on. I'll get back to time's a-wasting. I'm off.
Kaveh looks like he's conflicted. He really wants to win, but he can't ignore those he wants to help. Paimon's always felt like he's the type who easily gets him. Paimon doesn't mean this in an insulting way, but he seems like the kind of guy who'd be really easy to take advantage of. Whoa! Someone's done already! Paimon also wants to know. Let's go back and ask him.
Verification complete. Congratulations on being this
Ooh, so Sino was the quickest!
I am from Spontamon, after all. We know a lot about ley lines.
Since the Traveler and Paimon also happen to be here, do you have anything you want to say?
Anything I want to say? My friend couldn't continue on, so failure was never an option. The bonds of yesterday will forge the road to tomorrow. With the ties of friendship, that's a line from King of Invocations, one of my favorite works, and it sums up my thoughts right now.
It might be a good thing that Tainari isn't here, or else he'd give Sino a good smack right about now.
Oh, wow. It's already so late. Everyone's
Something similar happened in King of Invocations. What a classic.
Any thoughts on that, Alhatham?
I have no thoughts regarding King of Invocations.
Milu obviously wasn't asking about that.
Deserts are much more dangerous at night, so this competition should be nearing its end. At the moment, only Farazan, Layla, and Kaveh remain.
I wonder who the next person to find a disruptor will be.
Wait, only 3 people are left? Tainari forfeited.
He also forfeited not long ago.
Ugh, Paimon can't understand what he's thinking at all. But, like Alhatham said, this round's almost over. Let's go...
This isn't my first trek into the desert, but I can never get used to the heat. Is there no shade anywhere?
Hello again. You know, it suddenly occurred to me that you guys have had to do a lot of running around this time. Really? Wow, the desert's getting colder now that night's falling, and the wind can really sting your face. Has anyone finished this run?
Sino's already shut one down. Have you made any progress yet?
I circled the whole area, but I did have the chance to think some more about that thing that was well, my fellow Retawahist members must have all put my name forward for different reasons. And maybe a lot of them only picked me because they wanted to, but be that as it may, I believe that a lot of them genuinely do expect great, and I want to live up to their expectations.
Huh? But doesn't thinking like that put a lot of pressure?
Of course, that comes with some amount of pressure for sure. But now I've thought about it, that may not sound like a huge difference to you, but it's helped me relax a lot. So don't worry about me.
Well, that's great!
Also, now that I've relaxed, I'm suddenly I think I'll just... But the competition isn't over yet. Oh, Layla.
Wait! You're...
Good to see you too. It's nice to be out. Feels like I've been cooped up inside for quite a while. Well, since I'm here, I guess I should help her finish this. What are we supposed to be doing here again? Finding a ley line disruptor, was it? Let me see. Looks like she's basically gathered all the information she needs. Well, come with me, you two. Do you ever get the feeling that the ley lines have a regular flow? Similar to the way that celestial bodies follow fixed orbits. If we were looking down from on high, I wonder whether we'd find that the ley lines are just the reflections of the stars upon the Earth. Not all astrological phenomena can be directly observed. Some are deductions based on other details that we know. It's the same situation with the ley lines. The parts of them that are hidden underground can be identified via elemental energy, sound, and other phenomena. Plus, now that someone has shut one of the disruptors down, the contrast between before and after can provide me with further information still. Let me see. It should be here, I think. This should be it, right? I'll turn it off. That should restore the ley lines in the area to normal.
Nice work!
Again, I didn't do any of the real work. I'm just wrapping up. She'll probably wake up soon. No doubt she'll be a little disoriented at first, but once she's got her bearings, she'll go and... Will you be staying here for a while? Or are you going to check on the other...
Oh, time to check our locator. Whoa, it looks like Kaveh and Farozan are headed towards the same place.
Perhaps they're about to find the last disruptor. Also, speaking of Kaveh, he's an interesting one.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Before the second round, he had a chat with the other me. He said that worries can be like illnesses. They don't always have a magic cure. Sometimes you just have to endure them as best you can until they run their course. But the way I see it, his situation is much worse than my other self's. She just hadn't found what she wanted to do at the moment, which is why she felt lost. Kaveh, meanwhile, knows what he wants to do. He's convinced that he has to win, and yet he still seems conflicted. He doesn't have a second personality, but somehow he still seems that he's at odds with himself in some way. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's like he's smiling on the outside, but there's no joy inside, only sorrow. Still, who knows? He must be more experienced than me. Maybe he's just better at dealing with it all than I am. Oh, but back to the topic of wrapping up. Shouldn't you be getting back to the action to record how everything plays out? Last one, then the round's over.
Oh, true. Okay then, guess we'll be going now. We'll keep everything you said in mind. Kage and Faruzan were super confident at the start, but it turns out they're the last ones to find the disruptor. But between the two of them, who's going to get there first? Let's head over quick.
It should be around here.
Finally found it.
Kave? Are you?
Oh, Madame Faruzan. And here I thought you would have finished this round by—
Faruzan, Kave! Oh, looks like Layla's already done.
I didn't expect that you and I would find a disruptor at the same time. How are the other contestants doing?
Tainari and Hat Guy forfeited, while Sino and Layla are already done. You two are the only ones left. Huh? That's weird. Didn't you start digging really early on?
Yes, I kept digging, but instead of finding a disruptor, I found a ruin. I fell down pretty deep, and it was completely dark in there. It took me quite some time to unlock the various mechanisms and return to the surface.
That's actually really...
Finishing a week's worth of trials in such a short time. Huh. That's pretty amazing, Madame Far—
What about you? Why are you so late?
I encountered a lot of lost desert foxes along the way, and I brought them to the outskirts of the competition zone. When I came back, I was absolutely parched. When I woke up, it was already night. I used the last—
A most curious reason indeed. But are you sure you're all right? You said you were familiar with the desert. The way you handled problems...
It was problematic, but that had nothing to do with me being a genius. It was my decision. The way I did things wasn't optimal, but I wouldn't have been comfortable not doing it either. My conscience would have weighed on me.
Youths these days, each stranger than the next. But back to the main issue at hand. Since we are both very certain that this is where the final leyline disruptor is, let's dig it up then. Well, this is indeed it. Of that there is no doubt. What is it, youngster? You seem relieved.
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that this round's finally over. There shouldn't be any more innocent creatures getting wrapped up in danger. As for the points, I guess we can draw lots again later. I can't think—
All right, in that case, let's all head back to Aru Village.
Looks like the second round is over. I wonder who is faster, Kave or Madame Faruzan? Huh? Where's Madame Faruzan?
She went to get water. She'll be back shortly. We basically arrived at the same time.
You get caught up in some things so easily, like drawing lots.
I'm not caught up in anything! Don't make it sound like I take pleasure in
Really? Then should I say that you have a curious affinity for drawing lots?
I'll go get the box and slips of paper for the lots. Please wait a moment.
Oh, here we go again. Let's see how I fare.
I got it! Did you see that?
Congratulations!
Looks like Kave's luck's taking a turn for the better.
Finally! After
It looks like you've been rewarded for your tribulations in the desert. This round's points are yours.
And with that, our second round is done. Sino, Layla, and Kave are our victorious contestants. As for the current standings, let me see. Sino and Layla both have 4 points, putting them both in first place. The rest in descending order are Tainari, Faruzan, Kave, and Hakai. The next round will be the final one. Please rest up before. I heard that some stalls at the Wisdom Gala are debuting new games, so feel free to drop by if you're interested. Otherwise, see you next round.
Hey, isn't that Nahida? Nahida! Paimon didn't think we'd run into you. Oh, hey there. It's been a while, hasn't it? What have you two been up to? Seems like... How about you? What are you up to now? I'm just looking out for some leads while getting some fresh air. I noticed that I have some blurry memories after saving I almost feel like there's still something extremely important. What is that? Don't worry, we'll help you remember. Thank you so much. Since you're willing to help... Ooh, it's... I found it in the sanctuary of Suristana. It's filled with pure elemental power that is quite... It's very likely that it's connected to my foggy memory, but I can't figure out what it is. Traveler, do you have any ideas? You know, Nahida, we just happen to be... Thanks, you two. Don't mention it. Besides, it seems you've got a lot on your...
Hey, get out! You... I'm sorry, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Last warning, get out!
Hang on. I think...
But Great Dendro Archon, it's...
Please, don't worry. Seems that it wants us to follow it. You can understand. Even though different creatures have varying habits and ways of communicating, I can feel its anxiety and fear. Well, fungi... That's true. Okay. All right. Lead... Although they all look about the same, some fungi are friendly, while others are super aggressive and attack anyone they see. It can't be helped. Perhaps in their eyes, humans are like fierce monsters as well. After all, they can't distinguish which human behaviors are hostile or not, and it'd already be too late for them once humans have drawn their weapons. Hence why they tend to strike first, rather than waiting.
That's not too different from how humans think sometimes.
That's what I meant by shared emotions. It appears it was in a hurry because of this unconscious fungus.
Seems like they might be family. So maybe this fungus wanted to bring Nahida here to help its family.
Probably. Although fungi are simple creatures, maybe it noticed me on my way back. I'll take a look. I should be able to help if it's just a common illness.
What is it, Nahida?
Strange. This fungus didn't develop from a spore. It's an elemental life form.
Huh? An elemental?
Yes. Although the fungi you normally see are capable of using elemental power, as for this fungus, it has elemental power flowing through it. Definitely not anything like your typical fungus. Exactly. This is very interesting.
So this is a first even for Nahida.
But that's not all. There's a large void within its elemental. The void is stopping the elemental power from flowing normally, which must be why.
So do you think it'll wake up if we can fill the void?
Yes, and I just so happen to be good at this sort of thing. I'll see what I can do. My power was compatible. Looks like
Lord of Dendro? Is it really the Lord of Dendro? Oh, I can't believe the Lord of Dendro saved me. Thank you, as well as the stranger and creature.
It can talk?
Oh, I didn't expect such a strange creature to make a sound like that. Seems I'm just as shocked as you are.
What? Of course Paimon can talk. Paimon isn't a strange creature. Paimon's just...
Hello, Paimon. I am not yet able to evaluate an organism's intelligence from its appearance.
Well, no need to take a... But does Paimon really look so dumb that people might think Paimon doesn't know how to talk?
You misunderstand, Paimon. A mouth is used for eating, breathing, and other functions that are more important than speaking. So a creature may not speak, even if it has a mouth. I've never seen a creature like you before, so I dared not make the assumption that you could... Even if you do possess a number of human traits, it is still very common for creatures to have similar external forms, but completely different interiors. Just like fungi and slimes.
Did this fungus study at the academia? It seems even more talkative than Paimon.
You're not a fungus, are you?
That's correct. This might be surprising to you, and I'm sure that it might startle my fellow family members if I speak too much using this strange... Me. It says that it's very thankful for your help.
I was confident that I knew of all the creatures in Teyvat. Even if there are ones I've never seen with my own eyes, I thought I possessed. However, even if I were to lay out the traits of all elemental life forms, you don't seem to match any of them. What are you? And where did you come from?
I come from an ancient race. We have existed for a very long time, possibly longer than any records in existence. My home was filled with flowing water and great mountains. Lush grass covered the land, and my family and I lived in bliss and happiness. Until the apocalypse came, and changed my home forever. A horrifying power consumed all there was. The seeds of catastrophe nested and grew inside of us, twisting and warping us, causing us to lose control. We were victims of the apocalypse, yet in time, we also became the apocalypse itself.
The apocalypse? I'm not sure what it means either.
It's a long and complicated story. It will take me some time to explain it clearly.
Don't worry, we'll listen. Please continue.
I was lucky and managed to survive. Afterward, I left with some of my family and came to Sumeru to search for a way to rescue my homeland. We came in contact with many species and learned from their cultures and knowledge, hoping to understand the truth behind the apocalypse. We later found out that humans know the power of the apocalypse and refer to it as forbidden knowledge.
Your home was destroyed by forbidden knowledge? Does that mean you're from the desert? It said that they are looking for a way to save their homeland, but the catastrophe of the desert should have ended a long time ago.
The Lord of Dendro is correct. We are not from the desert. I would very much like to tell you the location of my homeland, but unfortunately, I've forgotten. That may sound a little odd, as it is very important to both me and—
Yes, how could you forget?
I am a life form that was contaminated by the apocalypse. A part of my knowledge and memory was taken away as the—
I get it now. So the void of elemental power was left behind from when the forbidden knowledge was purged. I'm sorry. I hadn't considered that kind of possibility.
That's okay. Lord of Dendro, there is no need to apologize. Without your help, I would have lost more than just my knowledge and memory. And not only did you save me, but you've also already rid the world of the remaining forbidden knowledge, right?
That's right. The forbidden knowledge is no more, and your homeland should be safe now.
My home should be safe now. We can go home. For the longest time, this moment has only seemed like a dream. I was unable to fulfill our calling. I never found a way to save my homeland.
It's not your fault. You've already done everything Every species paid a grave price in the fight against forbidden knowledge. This is not a responsibility you should carry on your own. You mentioned that there were other survivors besides yourself.
The apocalypse put us through immense pain. Many of my family—
Don't worry, I should be able to find them. Just leave it to me. My familiars will take the rainforest. And as for the city, there are a few nice kids who should be willing to help.
Your familiars?
Mm-hmm. They're a group of lovely little creatures. They're just— Give me a moment. I'll contact them right now. That should do it. It may take some time to find them, so let's wait for a bit.
Thank you, Lord of Dendro. We all believe that you will keep your promises. The moment I saw you when I awoke, I had a feeling you were here because of the agreement.
Agreement?
You might not remember, but this is a prophecy that we deeply believe in. That the Lord of Dendro will bring us home once the catastrophe comes to an end.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry. There are also some blurry segments in my memory as well, but I'm very concerned about your homeland. This is something I should help with. It's really no trouble to me at all.
Would you all be willing to come with me somewhere as we wait? The more family members that can return home with me.
But didn't you say that you don't know where—
Yes, but I know their end. I will
ability to appreciate beauty is an important virtue.
It feels like something's been on your mind this entire time.
Traveler, Paimon. I finally found you.
Finally?
Don't you feel like there's something off about this year's Academia Extravaganza? When Candace and I were at the cafe earlier, we might have caught sight of some mercs on business. Thing is, they were disguised but no disguise can mask the stench of blood. Just from their suspicious looks, I bet they do dirty work like kidnapping or assassinations.
We eavesdropped on them for a while. Their target seems to be someone called Sachin.
Sachin? Isn't that the person who Karina mentioned during the opening ceremony? He's apparently the sponsor behind the competition prizes and the Diadem of Knowledge, but he hasn't shown himself at all.
Sounds like a rich person, all right. It makes sense now. The Eremites have been struggling to make ends meet recently, so a lot of groups have been doing private work that involves the rich. In their words, one gig sets you up for half a year. Just one job like this nets them enough mora to take it easy for a while.
The extravaganza has brought many tourists to Sumeru City all at once, so it's likely that they took advantage of the bustle to sneak in. Dia and I wanted to directly capture them, but they were on guard and made some excuse to slip away.
I would have tied him up if it wouldn't have caused a scene. Who's legally supposed to take care of this kind of thing? The Matra or the Core of 30?
If Sino were here, he'd definitely get involved. Thanks a million, you two.
Not at all. It was coincidence on our part as well.
Yeah, don't sweat it. The Eremites' reputation is gonna get even worse if these scumbags succeed. But this is Sumeru City. Candace and I don't have as much freedom to act here.
Should you require our aid, come find us at the cafe.
Paimon's noticed that something's bugging you. Is it the extravaganza? 'Cause Paimon's starting to think, wait, thinking like this isn't doing anything. With? Arav, wasn't it? Let's go talk to him.
Hello, both. It's been a while. Do you have any issues to report? Someone's planning to kidnap Sachin. Goodness. The growing popularity of the extravaganza has given him quite the reputation boost as its sponsor.
Well, since he's got a target on his back now, shouldn't...
To tell you the truth, we've thought about doing just that. However, Sachin apparently prefers to spend most of his time out doing field work, and hardly our only lead is something he once said. Each time the Inter-Darshan Championship is held, assuming he remains committed to that promise, then he must be right here in the city somewhere. I suspect that the Eremites in question must have heard about that as well, and decided to come here and try their luck.
So, they shouldn't know where Sachin is either, right?
I would assume not. Anyway, Mahamatra Saino is still... Don't you worry. A couple of kidnappers aren't gonna get very far in Sumeru City these days. All of that said, if you're interested in Sachin's story, why don't you try tracking him down as well? The sooner we ascertain his whereabouts, the quicker we can act to ensure his safety. I mean, you could task all the Matra and the whole Corps of 30 with someone's protection, but if the client doesn't show themselves...
Fair point. Guess we should start searching for him too, but where?
None, I'm afraid. He's never committed any crimes or broken academic protocol, so we don't have a very detailed file on him. I've heard that Alhaitham has now stepped down from his post as acting Grand Sage and is back to being the scribe again. Maybe it's worth checking.
Good idea! Okay, we'll head back to the extravaganza venue. Hey, Nilu, have you seen Alhaitham anywhere?
Alhaitham? Why, what is it?
We're trying to track down someone and we need him to pull up some records for us.
Oh, I see. Sorry, he's always the first to leave after the competition ends, and he never tells anyone where...
Huh. Yeah, actually that...
Let me think. To be honest, he doesn't seem very interested in the... To him, being a commentator is just extra work he was roped into. Do you guys know of any places he'd go after work?
Ooh, maybe. Paimon remembers that his house isn't that far from here. Let's try knocking. No answer? Maybe no one's home. Hello? Alhaitham?
Oh, it's you two?
Oh, Kaveh, you're home!
Come on in, I'll get the door for you.
We didn't hear a peep when we first knocked. We thought no one was home.
Well, I can't be too careful. If someone from the academia came here looking for Alhaitham, and I opened the door for them without thinking...
You're pretty conscientious about this, huh? So, what happens if someone comes inside looking for...
It's fine, as long as I stay in my own room. Anyway, why would someone just barge in here looking for him? Most people have better things to do.
Fair enough. So do you know where he is at the moment?
What do you think? Who knows what he does in his free time? All that matters to me is that he's out of the house. I wouldn't call it that. He's just incapable of saying anything pleasant at all. I told him how the second round went. I won the lot draw, remember? Because of good karma, of course. My luck's on the rise. But him, being him... Oh, you wouldn't believe what he said after I was done. You're always quick to remind me that you're my upperclassman, and yet you do not problem solve in the manner becoming of an upperclassman. This begs the question of why we attach prestige to seniority at all. What does he mean, manner becoming of an upperclassman? What, am I supposed to earn the title of upperclassman? And he didn't stop there. I'd encourage you to reflect on why you've ended up having to rely on luck every round. Frankly, it's incomprehensible to me how you've managed to make it to this age without acknowledging the proverbial elephant in the room of your life.
Yeah, that does sound like something...
I've had it with him. Every time I talk to him, it's the same way. He finds a way to... Anyway, the disdain is very much mutual between us, so I'll be moving out as soon as possible. I'm actually packing my things right now. He'll have to get used to See those perfectly hung paintings on the walls? They're coming with me too. If his life wasn't utterly devoid of artistic sensibility already...
Wait, you're moving out already? But the competition isn't...
Well, obviously I can't just yet. I'm just packing early to get ahead of the game. I've got my new place picked out already. The moment I have my hands on the prize money, I'm going to buy it and move my things right in. It'll take me 3 days tops to move out of here for good. I now know what I have to do to achieve this goal. No matter what happens in the third round, I will win.
Well, we'll be rooting for you. But...
In what way?
Layla said that she thinks you'll get caught up in internal conflict.
Meaning what exactly? Oh, don't tell me you think I have serious personality flaws too.
Oh, we didn't say that. But think about it. You say you want to win, but you also turned Farozan down when she offered to give you...
Wait, what's so unusual about all that? I gave you my reasons. I would have felt guilty otherwise. Where's the conflict in that? Well, when you put it like that, yes, why indeed? It's a good question. I guess it's just in my nature. Plus, if I just did nothing...
But thinking like that all the time must make your life so exhausting. Not to mention that by helping out, you put yourself at risk.
It's complicated. Look, let's maybe leave this conversation for another time. What was it you needed Alhaitham's help with, anyway? Sachin. Huh. He did actually mention a Sachin recently. I remember he brought a few documents home that day. He was thinking out loud as he looked through them, making some notes and doodling as he went. He even suggested that I should take a look, but I didn't. Give me a moment. Let me go find them. Ah, this is the one. Here.
You sure he'd be okay?
With taking liberties? He's certainly okay with helping himself to my beer whenever he pleases. And anyway, he did ask me if I wanted to read his notes. I didn't see the point at the time, so he just left them on the... He doesn't leave documents lying around unless he's okay with other people reading them. It's fine, I promise.
Cool, if you say so. Okay, let's... A lot of information. Paimon's getting ahead. So, to sum up, Sachin put the academia in charge. He even said that if he really liked one of the contestants, he wouldn't just give them a reward, but his entire estate to...
What? Are you serious? All of Sachin's wealth, that's more than I could spend in a lifetime, surely. Heck, if I got chosen, I'd be able to... I could build another Palace of Alcazar's array. Except this time... Oh, then there's that new project in Port Ormos, of course. The bridge renovation. To do it properly would take upwards of...
Hey, snap out of it! You're getting way...
You're right. First I need to focus on winning and...
Huh? Wait a moment. There's a loose slip of paper tucked in between the... Did Alhaitham write this? It looks like he was jotting ideas down as he was thinking things over. Sachin, dead or alive, unknown. And diadem of knowledge. Some of this stuff is just plain incomprehensible. Is this written in some...
Let me see. Huh. Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can. That's a rough translation, anyway. I can't guarantee it's 100% accurate. There's another smaller line of text underneath.
Wow! It's so cool that you can actually read...
We worked together on a project once when we were students. The title was Decoding the Runes and Architectural Philosophy of the Ruins of King Deshret's Civilization. I had to familiarize myself a little with this script at the time.
Oh, interesting. So, any...
Who knows? The way his mind works is one of the...
Fair enough. Well, guess we've learned all we can here. Yeah, he better catch those crooks. But until then...